The Damned is the first movie of 2025, and it's a horror film. We've been here before, haven't we? Ah, the first movie of the year. And here, a 19th century widow has to make an impossible choice when, during an especially cruel winter, a foreign ship sinks off the coast of her Icelandic fishing village. Afterwards, the inhabitants wrestle with a mounting sense of dread and begin to believe they are all being punished for their choices. So, historically, the first new release of any given year tends to be a horror film. Don't ask me why, it's been this way forever. Don't mess with it, it's the way the world works. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been talking about movies on this channel for a very long time. We've gone through The Woman in Black 2, we've gone through Texas Chainsaw 3D, all kinds of things always happen at the beginning of the year. And I have no idea why, but there is a very perverse enjoyment that I find in seeing the first horror movie of the year. For me, it's cleansing the holiday season out of my veins. It's a bizarre ritual that I partake in at the start of every new year, even though 90% of the time, ugh. But that is not the case with The Damned. This is a very, very good horror movie that is extremely well directed. The cinematography is spectacular. The mountains and the ocean and the glacial settings provide so much production value. The film is 89 minutes long. It is expertly edited. It is very tight. The sound design works wonders. There's a lot of jumps that actually got me. And they're not necessarily based in anything that I should have been afraid of, but the sound design got me there. Beyond those jumps, though, it's the mounting tension that is so well sustained throughout the entire film. You're following these characters who are trying to survive a very harsh winter. They're all fishermen, and they absolutely require a really good catch to survive. And when things start going wrong after a decision they make, all of them begin to turn on each other. And so you get a little bit of John Carpenter's The Thing in there as well, where it feels like everybody is looking at the other person and thinking they're the enemy. There is a supernatural lore that is at play that I won't spoil for you because I didn't know about it going in. And the film allows you to kind of make up your own interpretations about what is happening entirely. Because yes, there are some things that happen that are super literal and you know, yes, that just happened. But there are other times where the characters seem to be imagining something they saw, or it really did happen, but they suddenly are in a different place, and it's really, really cool. It puts you off kilter from the start. And all of these actors, led by Odessa Young, are magnificent. You buy them completely. They all look like they've been living in this fishing village for a very long time. They don't look like Hollywood actors at all. And that's something I want to talk about because yes, this is the first horror film of the year, and yes, they do tend to be bad, but this film is a little bit different. It's not like a Hollywood movie that's being dumped here. This film was shown at Tribeca last year. It was acquired by Vertical, and they've decided to put it here. And I think it's a wise move because if you do end up paying for a ticket to a film that comes out at this time of the year, your guard's kind of down, and you're like, all right, I'm just gonna see what this is. But whenever it's even remotely good, it's very surprising. Sure, there have been good horror movies that have come out in January, like Megan or Split, for instance, and The Damned is one of them. There was a book I read when I was a little kid called The Mystery of the Fog Man. I have no idea if this book is any good. All I know is that when I was like 6, I thought it was the greatest book I had ever read. I thought it was so creepy, and it felt very earthy and cold and windy, and it just really captured an atmosphere that affected me as a kid. And I've never really experienced that feeling again until I saw this movie. Super obscure comparison that nobody else is going to get but me, but the point that I hope you understand is that sometimes you read something, you saw something when you were younger or whatever, and you're sort of left waiting for that experience again, and you're wondering if that's ever going to appear again in a form of media. And this movie had that kind of atmosphere to me. Very cold, a lot of ritualistic lore to it. You felt like something was amiss, always a sense of threat or danger looming in the shadows. But like a lot of really good horror movies, it's not just about the entity or the actual threat that they are scared of. It's about what the situation is doing to them psychologically. And all of these people are literally starving and starting to turn against each other. And that paranoia that sets in, along with the starvation, creates a situation that is ripe for horror and drama. I love a horror movie that's able to look at its characters and judge them, because as a writer, you're supposed to not really judge your characters. You're supposed to just be neutral to all of them so you don't accidentally write a Bond villain for your villain. You know what I mean? Like a cliche old school Bond villain. But I also love a horror movie where you are supposed to be in judgment of the characters. As an audience member, you're supposed to look at decisions they make and wonder if they deserve punishment. And I think that's the aspect of The Damned that impressed me the most and that made me want to keep watching, was this early decision and whether or not I agreed with it. And I think the way it's handled, especially the way it's shot, gave me chills. Now, there are aspects of the film that don't 100% work all of the time. Yes, a lot of the thing that they see, you are wondering if they're actually seeing it. And after about 5 or 6 very similar moments, you do start to wonder where it's going. And there are aspects of the finale that do feel a bit rushed. Some things happen very quickly, and you are kind of left grasping at what exactly you just saw. I kind of like that, though. For some, that will be a problem. I like when a movie just kind of leaves you wondering and speculating, and you're allowed to drive home thinking about theories. And The Damned did that for me. If that's not your cup of tea, that might annoy you, but I think this is a really good horror movie and a great start to 2025. So if you were leery of the release date, understandably so, maybe give this one a chance. I do think it's worth your time. Guys, thank you so much, as always, for watching. Look forward to more videos throughout the entire year. I can't wait to talk to you guys about 2025 movies. It's going to be a lot of fun. Guys, thank you so much, as always, for watching. Look forward to more videos very soon. And if you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.